So yesterday we had discussed the Triguna theory, and we had started with the three aspects of humane organization, not human organization, but humane organization. So humane organization, very simple, an organization which believes in human principles, which believes in human dignity, that human beings are living beings, so they should be treated more than the machines. It should not happen that as a machine has cost the organization, say 50 lakhs, 1 crore, or 2 crore, or 10 crore. So that is why organization is giving more weightage to the machines than the human beings or the employees in the organization. Then that organization cannot be called as a humane organization. So an organization which has feelings, which has emotion towards the well-being of its employee is called as a humane organization. So that is what is mentioned in the Indian ethos that we have discussed so far. So the basic three aspects of humane organization are interpersonal relations, man-machine equation, and inner management, that is mental and spiritual. So interpersonal relations, very simple, and every one of us is aware of that the relationship between the employees and the management, or employees and the managers, should be cordial, should be harmonious. They should understand each other. They should respect each other. If this thing is there, automatically there will be less disputes, less conflicts, less difference of opinion between the employees and the management, which will lead to the benefit for the organization. Man machine equation, we have just discussed that as human beings are above the machines, they should be given more importance than the machines. Then the inner management. Under inner management, we are talking about an organization can create the best inner interpersonal relations based on promotion from within, equality, autonomy, self-esteem, and fraternity affection. Unity, harmony, and effective communication can assure team spirit and teamwork in an organization. So that is what is expected under inner management. We are talking about inner management. Inner management does not mean the hierarchy in the management or the management organizational structure, but inner management means the belief or the value system the organization has developed. That is called as inner management. And that is that unity should be there, harmony should be there, and effective communication. Effective communication, again, very simple, and everyone is aware of what is the meaning of effective communication. It is that whatever information is needed to be shared with all the employees of the organization, it should be shared in an easy and understanding manner. It should not happen that most of the employees do not have good knowledge of English language. So all the notices which are shared with the employees are written in English. And the organization is of the opinion that as it's the rule in the organization that all the official documents will be made in English. That is why we are drafting all the communication which is to be addressed to the employees also in English language. And we are sharing everything with the employees. That cannot be called as effective communication. Effective communication is that whatever the organization wants is employees to be aware of, they should know it properly. They should understand the notices. They should understand the guidelines of for promotion, guidelines or rules and regulations for say getting more incentives, getting more promotions. So all these things are included in effective communication. Now, before these three aspects, now a very important thing is, which is called as self-management or interiorizing. Now, self-management means it is very important. I'll read first and then we will discuss. The manager is first a man, then a manager. Then only the manager can implement these three aspects in an human organization. Then only it will be a good interpersonal relation. Then only it will be a good man-machine equation. And then only we can talk about good inner management from an organization. So first, the manager should learn to manage and control himself. Without self-management and control, how can he manage and control others? So very important, very powerful lines. The manager should understand that first he is an human being who is having emotions, feelings, beliefs, values. So first he has to understand himself. If he has understood himself, then only he will be in a better position to understand the employees who are working in the organization. And then only we can expect that he will understand the three aspects of humane organization. And only then, after analyzing himself or herself, after understanding himself or herself, the manager will be in a better position to implement these three aspects of humane organization in his or her organization. Am I audible to all?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. So now we will discuss about the business ethos principles practiced by Indian companies, which are the various principles based on Indian ethos, which are being practiced in Indian companies, that we are going to discuss. Some of the principles we have already discussed. So first principle is principle of sacrifice. So under principle of sacrifice, an individual is trained by the principle of sacrifice through the process of give and take policy. A person who is willing to sacrifice part of his bread or effort commands a superior place in the organization. Very simple. That is called as principle of sacrifice. It is based on give and take policy. Normally, we say that if we want respect from others, we should start respecting others first. Then only we can expect respect from others. And that is called as give and take policy. Here it is mentioned very clearly that principle of sacrifice means that you need to sacrifice your comfort in the organization if you are not ready to sacrifice your comfort zone, no, I will not be able to work in such a climate because I'm not used to it, in such an environment, as I'm not used to it. As the target seems to be very tough, it is not possible for me to achieve the target. If such is the attitude of the employee, then that employee is not beneficial for the organization. Principle of sacrifice means that you have to devote yourself 100% towards attaining that goal set by the organization. Then only you can expect that the organization in return will give you some more and more benefits. And that is called as give and take. Instead of working regular for 8 hours, if some urgent situation is there, some emergency is there, and the organization expects that for a day or two, or maybe 3 days, or maybe for more days, you shall work for 1 hour more than your regular 8 hours. And sensing the emergency situation, you should readily do it. That is what is expected. Now, in principle of sacrifice, you are sacrificing your comfort level. Instead of leaving the organization after completing your 8-hour shift, you have understood that there is an emergency situation, and it is your moral responsibility that you should stay back in the organization for 1 more hour to see to it that this emergency is taken care of. And that is called as principle of sacrifice. In the next slides, when we will be talking about that what is work under Indian ethos, why at all we should work, that is also explained in Indian ethos. That we will be discussing in the coming slides. There we will come to know that how in ancient Indian scriptures like the Veda or various Purans or other scriptures, how beautifully they have elaborated these concepts and how they have correlated these concepts like work to the eternal factor, to the divine factors. That we will be discussing in the coming slides. So first is principle of sacrifice. Then the next one is principle of harmony. Principle of harmony is very simple. We have already discussed that if a manager is having an understanding, if he knows himself, if he understands himself in a better way, then he will understand others also in a better way. Harmonious is very simple. If the relations between the employee and employee, if the relations between the employee and the management, if the relations between an organization and the other organization are harmonious, are smooth, are cordial, are happy relations, then there will be very less chances of differences of opinion, of fight, of conflict. And if there are very less conflicts or difference of opinions or fights in the organization, ultimately it will lead to profits for the organization. And that is called as principle of harmony. Very simple. Principle of non-violence, we all are aware of. What is non-violence? That without resorting to violence also, by following the principles of non-violence, we can attain the results. We can achieve the target, we can achieve the goal. That is what is expected in the principle of non-violence. So there are various platforms available in the organization. In case you have some difference of opinion, in case you have some conflict of interest, then instead of directly resorting to violence or physical fight, you can approach the management, or you can resolve your conflicts or difference of opinions by the other way also. And the other way is called as non-violence. So instead of directly fighting physically with a person, you can approach to the higher authorities and you can bring it to their notice the problem, so that the higher authorities can counsel that person or counsel both of you. And that is called as the principle of non-violence. Next is principle of reward. All these principles, which were written thousands of years back, now we are saying that these principles are implemented in not only Indian organization, but other multinational organizations also. And these principles are implemented as ways to motivate the employees for better performance. And one of the principle now is reward. Reward is very simple. The one who performs well are encouraged to do so. This implies that the activities of individuals need to be monitored and encouraged in the form of rewards, may cultivate the spirit of higher productivity among the groups. Very simple, and we are aware of it. That the person who has achieved the target which was set by the organization, that person's effort should be rewarded. Some sort of increment, some sort of benefit, some sort of, say, promotions given to this particular person. And that is called as the principle of reward. Just give me a minute. I'll get back again. Yes, sorry for the distraction. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, so we were discussing about the principle of reward. Very simple, that those who are good performer shall be rewarded, because if we reward the good performers, ultimately the others will also feel motivated by the fact that the person is rewarded because of his performance. Next time, if we also perform, our efforts will definitely be rewarded by the organization. So it's a very simple principle. Nowadays, these principles are being used to motivate the employees in the organization. Next one is principle of justice. Under principle of justice, the one who works hard is rewarded, and the one who fails to do so is punished. This is the essence of principle of justice. Very simple. What is justice? That they have elaborated. It should not happen that a person who has exceeded the target, whose performance has exceeded the target, that person is rewarded. At the same time, the person, instead of giving repeated training, instead of giving the memos, the warnings, the person is not improving his efficiency. So that person is not punished by the organization, as the organization is a very kind organization that does not believe in punishing the employees, because they are very kind at heart. The manager is very kind at heart. बहुत दयालु है मैनेजर, हमेशा दूसरों को उनके दुख दर्द में सपोर्ट करता है, समझ के लेता है. तो जो सबसे अच्छा परफॉर्मर है उसकी टीम का, उसे मैनेजर रिवॉर्ड के लिए रेकमेंड करता है. पर जो दूसरा आदमी है, जो 3 बार ट्रेनिंग देने के बाद भी वो सुधर नहीं रहा है, उसका एफिशिएंसी बढ़ नहीं रहा है, 2 मेमो देने के बाद भी उसका एफिशिएंसी नहीं बढ़ रहा है, वार्निंग ओरल देने के बाद भी उसका एफिशिएंसी नहीं बढ़ रहा है. अब क्योंकि मैनेजर बहुत दयालु है, मैनेजर ऐसा डिसाइड करता है कि वी शुड नॉट टेक एनी स्ट्रिक्ट एक्शन अगेंस्ट दिस पर्सन. व्हाई? बिकॉज द मैनेजर इज वेरी काइंड एट हार्ट. तो ऐसा भी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में अगर होगा तो भी it is not good for the organization. You have to be kind at heart. Very good. It's a very good quality. But you cannot compromise on rules and regulations of the organization. You cannot compromise on justice in the organization. It will not be called as justice that a person is being rewarded. Yes, very good. That person should be rewarded. But at the same time, the person who is not taking care, not taking cognizance, that person definitely should be punished. So that it should set an example that if you are performing, you will be rewarded. If you are not performing continuously without any valid reason, then you will be punished. And that is called as principle of justice. तो ऐसा नहीं है कि Indian ethos means you have to be very kind at heart. You have to always believe in the problems of the employees. Yes, you have to, but at some time you have to be strict also. You have to take some harsh decisions also. Then only we can say that yes, it is called as principle of justice. Next one is principle of taxation. Now, the principle of taxation means the one who is taxed more is encouraged to stay fit for a longer period of time by proper appreciation and encouragement. This principle applies to individuals who are working, who are hardworking and productive. So here, taxation doesn't mean the literal meaning of taxation. That means paying taxes. जो फाइनेंस में मतलब है टैक्सेशन, मतलब कि कौन कौन से रूल्स हैं, कौन कौन से लॉज हैं जहां पर हमारे को टैक्स गवर्नमेंट को पे करना है. So that is not the meaning here. Here taxation means, the principle of here taxation is कि किस व्यक्ति को हम लोग बोल सकते हैं कि द पर्सन इज फिट फॉर द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, और द पर्सन शुड बी से टेकन केयर मोर बाय द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन? वेरी सिंपल, किसकी रिस्पेक्ट ज्यादा है, किसकी इज्जत ज्यादा है, किसका ज्यादा ख्याल रखा जाता है? जो व्यक्ति ज्यादा काम करेगा, जो व्यक्ति ज्यादा हार्डवर्क करेगा, उसी की ज्यादा वहां पर अहमियत होती है किसी भी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन। नाउ दोज हु आर वर्किंग, दे विल डेफिनेटली एग्री that all the organization, whether it's a small scale organization, a new startup, or a multinational company, everywhere the organization only wants people who are productive in nature and who are hard working, who are positive in nature. ऐसी कोई भी छोटी भी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन रहेगी तो ऐसा नहीं है कि नई ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है तो उनके रूल भी नए रहेंगे, कि आपने काम किया तो चलता है, नहीं काम किया तो भी चलता है। तो जो ऑर्गेनाइजेशन 2 दिन पहले ही बनी है, उस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में भी वही प्रिंसिपल है कि अगर आप अच्छे से करेंगे तो आपकी जगह फिक्स है ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, पर अगर आप अच्छे से नहीं कर रहे हैं तो अ टाइम विल कम दैट यू विल बी शोन द डोर बाय द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, एंड दैट इज कॉल्ड एज प्रिंसिपल ऑफ टैक्सेशन. The last one is principle of integrity. An integrated mind is more productive. Groups is more productive. Groups are encouraged to stay united in order to reap the benefits of division of labor. Integrated means collaborative efforts. Suppose if you are working in a team, all the members should be doing some collaborative efforts, or their efforts should be integrated in each other. It should be interrelated with each other. A team, a group will not be able to achieve the objective if all the members in the team or group are not moving in the same direction. अगर सब एक ही डायरेक्शन में जा रहे हैं तो yes, they will be able to achieve the target. तो 4 लोग अच्छे से काम करते हैं, 2 लोग ग्रुप में अच्छे से काम नहीं कर रहे हैं, क्योंकि उनको ऐसा लगता है कि जब 4 कर रहे हैं तो हमें क्या करने की जरूरत है, ये 4 मेहनत करेंगे और ग्रुप अपने आप टारगेट अचीव कर लेगा. Now that is not called as principle of integrity. Each member of the team should have the same vision of the team, that we have to achieve the target, and through hard work, through sincere efforts, the team will be able to achieve the target, and that is called as principle of integrity. If you have any query, please stop me and you can raise your query, right? Yes, now we will talk about quality of work life and Indian ethos. Under that, we will be discussing why we should work, then what is work, how to work, and what is the spirit of work. All these things we will be discussing. Now, why work? Now, last time also we had discussed that Indian ethos, the syllabus which we have which we have been given by the university, consists of the contribution of the Indian society in the field of ethics as well as in the fields of management. So for the last 3-4 lectures of Indian ethos, we have been discussing that all these things which we are discussing right now in Indian ethos, it was written thousands of years back in our great scriptures called Vedas. There are 4 types of Veds that we had discussed in history also. You might have studied at your school level that there are 4 types of Veda. It is Rig Ved is there, then Yajur Ved is there, then Sam Ved is there, and one more Ved is there. Then there are 16 types of Purans. Then we have the greatest scripture related to value system, related to principles, and that is in the form of Bhagavad Gita. Then we have scriptures related like Ramayana, we have scriptures like Mahabharata. So these great Indian scriptures have written elaborately on these basic things which no one, nowhere in the world any philosopher has written. Now first is, we will discuss now that why we should work. तो ये हमारे पुराणों में लिखा हुआ है कि हमें काम क्यों करना चाहिए, तो उसके पीछे भी रीजंस दिए गए हैं कि क्यों हमें काम करना चाहिए. सिर्फ पैसा कमाने के लिए काम कर रहे हैं, दैट इज नॉट एक्सपेक्टेड इन पुराण्स. जो अलग अलग टाइप के पुराण हैं, जो अलग टाइप के वेद्स हैं, उसमें लिखा हुआ है कि हम काम क्यों कर रहे हैं और क्यों हमें काम करना चाहिए. नंबर 1, we will be discussing in brief, right? To purify my mind and heart and to become wise, we should work. बहुत से to purify my mind and heart and to become wise. मुझे इंटेलिजेंट बनने के लिए, होशियार बनने के लिए, मुझे अपनी माइंड और बॉडी को प्यूरिफाई करने के लिए काम करना चाहिए. क्योंकि एक बहुत पुरानी सेइंग है कि खाली दिमाग शैतान का घर. अगर आप पढ़ लिख जाते हैं ठीक है, बचपन से लेके 20 साल तक, प्राचीन समय में भी जब वो काफी सारी जब 4 आश्रम हुआ करते थे, जो पहला विद्यार्थी आश्रम हुआ करता था कि 20 साल तक या 22 साल तक या 25 साल तक आपको विद्या अर्जित करनी है, उसके बाद आप दूसरे आश्रम में प्रवेश करते हैं, दैट इज गृहस्थ आश्रम. तो विद्या अर्जित करने के बाद अगर आप उस विद्या का कहीं पर भी यूज नहीं करते हैं, एजुकेशन का कहीं पर भी यूज नहीं करते हैं, then there is no value. You are your education, you have wasted your education. So what is expected, that to purify your mind and heart and to become wise, you should work. Second is to provide public benefits. आप पढ़े लिखे हैं, आप काम कर रहे हैं, आप सिर्फ अपने लिए काम मत कीजिए. आप काम, आपके काम से दूसरों को कैसे बेनिफिट मिलेगा, फायदा मिलेगा, दैट इज व्हाट व्हाई वी शुड वर्क. सेकंड इज व्हाट इज वर्क. काम क्या है, तो दैट इज रिटन हियर कि व्हाट इज वर्क. टू नर्चर ईच अदर. नेक्स्ट वन, माय वर्क is for sacrifice or yagna. I develop the spirit of sacrifice. It is a worship of the divine. कि जैसा प्राचीन ग्रंथों में लिखा गया है कि इस समय के पश्चात आपको ये काम करना है, अगर आप वो काम करते हैं तो आप अपने आप को डिवाइन से जोड़ते हैं, भगवान से जोड़ते हैं. And that is the reason why you should work. You should not work only for yourself, but you are working to connect yourself with the divine. You are working to give some sort of service, some sort of benefits to the society. And that is what is expected in what is work. Then how to work? कि काम कैसे करना चाहिए वो भी लिखा गया है. तो that is with the spirit of renunciation. The meaning of renunciation is tyag and to serve others. Next, under how to work is I must work without self-interest. All these things are self-explanatory. No need to give detailed explanation also. By reading the words, you will come to know that how to work. Work with the spirit of renunciation, that is tyag, by keeping in mind that it is your moral responsibility to serve others. Others means the society at large. I must work without self-interest. सिर्फ मेरा ही भला होना चाहिए, बाकी किसी का नहीं. इस उद्देश्य से हमें काम नहीं करना चाहिए. मेरे भले के साथ साथ मैं कैसे दूसरों का भी भला कर सकता हूं, इस उद्देश्य के साथ हमें काम करना चाहिए. And that is what is expected. Now, spirits of work, कि normally we have heard कि काम कैसे करना चाहिए, और spirit, what is the importance of spirit? Spirit means your energy in the work. हम लोग बोलते हैं ना कि एनर्जेटिक होना चाहिए, एंथुजियास्टिक होना चाहिए, पॉजिटिव होना चाहिए. All these are spirits of the work. So why we should have spirits of work? Number one is excellence in the work and perfection in work and quality of output. ये जो concepts like quality circle, like total quality management, ये जितने भी concepts, ज्यादातर concepts जापानीज कंपनीज या फिर वेस्टर्न कंपनीज ने 50 साल पहले, 60 साल पहले या 100 साल पहले इंट्रोड्यूस किए हैं. ये सारे कंसेप्ट्स हम लोग पहले ही वहां पर हैं हमारे. So in our great scriptures it was written that when you are working, you should work with highest spirit. Highest spirit means you should work with 100% energy. You should work with positive attitude. You should be passionate towards your work. You should be enthusiastic towards your work. And if you are positive, if you are enthusiastic, if you are energetic, if you are passionate towards your work, automatically it will result in quality of the product, quality output. And that is true also. We all know कि अगर हम पूरे ध्यान से काम करते हैं कोई, तो हमेशा रिजल्ट अच्छा ही होता है. अगर मैं कोई चीज पढ़ रहा हूं, पर मैं टीवी भी देख रहा हूं, मैं अपने दोस्त से बात भी कर रहा हूं और मैं पढ़ाई भी कर रहा हूं, तो शायद मेरा कंसंट्रेशन उतना पढ़ाई में नहीं होगा और एग्जाम में रिजल्ट उतना अच्छा नहीं आएगा. पर मुझे पता है कि मुझे एग्जाम देना है, 3 महीने बाद, 2 महीने बाद। इसीलिए सुबह अगर जल्दी उठ के मैं पढ़ता हूं, दिमाग को पूरा कॉन्सेंट्रेट करके मैं पढ़ता हूं, तो शायद रिजल्ट काफी अच्छा रहेगा। व्हाई? बिकॉज आई एम एनर्जेटिक, आई एम enthusiastic, I am passionate towards learning. I know that if I give my 100%, then the result will be good. And if I do like this, then definitely the results will be good. And it's a proven fact. Very simple and very true. So that was related to quality of work life and Indian ethos. Now the next one we will be discussing is application of Indian ethos in the management. What Indian ethos has written about management, that we will be discussing. Indian ethos, I'll read, these lines are very important. So I'll read the lines written on the slide and then we will discuss it. So Indian ethos provides that business need not be regarded evil, tainted, and unethical. Very important lines. Just try to understand the meanings, right? So Indian ethos provides that business need not be regarded as evil, tainted, and unethical. Business is sacred. It is a matter of attitude, approach, and the level of management consciousness. One can do business, make money, earn profit, build up property, and even then it can be managed with due recognition to human and ethical values and respecting all persons in the enterprise and in the society as human beings. Indian ethos demands subjective management system giving due importance to virtues like compassion, etc. Application of Indian ethos in management. Very important contribution, very important lines. That it is not that the Indian ethos which believes that at most importance should be given to the employee, should be given to the human being who is working in the organization. On the other hand, it also believes that businesses are sacred. They are not tainted. Earning money or making property is not unethical, is not evil, is not bad at all. It is good. Only thing is that if you walk on a proper way, if you are implementing all the ethical practices, if you are respecting the human being, if you are contributing towards the development of society at large, then yes, your business is a sacred activity. Sacred means divine activity. Sacred means the activity which is, say, without any ill effect. That is called as sacred. So it is not that if we are saying that human beings are to be respected, then we will believe that there should not be any business. Of course there can be a business. Only thing is that business should keep in mind that if they are dealing with human beings, humans are to be treated with dignity. And that is how it can be implemented in the management. Now the next one is teachings from major Indian scriptures. So first we will discuss the oldest one, that is the Vedas. There are 4 Vedas: Rig Ved, Yajur Ved, Sam Ved and Atharva Ved. The primary thoughts in Veda is a mystic conception of the universe. The whole effort of Veda is directed towards one goal: to achieve union of the individual self. Individual self means Atma, with the world self, that is Brahma. Upanishads, the Vedanta seeks to know the ultimate reality, that is Brahma, and the cause behind everything. In this pursuit, it seeks to detach from the Maya and the material world and unite with the Brahma, that is God of supreme consciousness. हम लोग पहले से ही सुनते आ रहे हैं कि मोक्ष प्राप्ति, ऐसा नहीं है कि जिसकी भी मृत्यु होती है उसे मोक्ष की प्राप्ति होती है. मोक्ष प्राप्ति मीन्स द पर्सन who has, say, who is no more, but who's जिसकी आत्मा परमात्मा से मिल गई है, उस व्यक्ति को हम बोल सकते हैं कि उस व्यक्ति को मोक्ष प्राप्ति हो गई. तो जो मेजर टीचिंग्स हैं, जो ये 4 टाइप के वेद्स में या उपनिषद्स में लिखी हुई हैं, उसमें यही लिखा गया है कि हमें जो अपने कर्म करने हैं, जो भी काम करना है या कर्म करने हैं, वो सब कर्म ऐसे होने चाहिए कि जो हमें, जो हमारी आत्मा को परमात्मा के पास ले जाए. जो हमें परमात्मा से दूर करते हैं, ऐसे कर्म कभी नहीं करने चाहिए. बिकॉज द ओनली ट्रूथ इज ब्रह्म, जिसे हम ब्रह्म ज्ञान भी बोलते हैं. एंड ब्रह्म ज्ञान इज दैट जीवन में सब कुछ नश्वर है, नष्ट हो जाएगा. तो हजारों साल पहले भी यही लिखा गया था कि जो धरती है वो एक दिन सब नष्ट होगी. ऐसा नहीं है कि नष्ट होने के बाद पुनर्जीवन नहीं होगा, फिर वापस से पुनर्जीवन होगा, फिर वापस से सब कुछ होगा. तो इसीलिए कहा गया है कि जो व्यक्ति जन्म लेता है उसका मरना निश्चित उसी दिन हो जाता है. तो जितने भी समय तक हम जीवित हैं, उतने समय तक हमें अपने आप को ऐसे कर्म करने चाहिए कि जिससे हम अपने आप को, जो परम ज्ञान है, जो परमात्मा है, हमारी आत्मा परमात्मा से कैसे नजदीक पहुंच सकती है, that we should concentrate, and that is the teaching of Vedas. जो हमारे 4 वेद हैं या उपनिषद्स हैं, उसमें ये सब टीचिंग्स हैं. माया मतलब जो मटेरियलिस्टिक. when we were yesterday only, when we were discussing the Triguna theory, that the sattva, when we were talking about sattva, it is nothing but that when the person realizes that the material happiness, that means the money, the wealth he or she has earned because of his or her intelligence or business acumen, that is not at all what is the ultimate aim of life. When the person realizes that, that means then the person goes close to that sattva guna. And that is what is mentioned in the Vedas also. The last ashram, which is also called as Vanaprastha ashram, it is expected in the Vedas. It is written that after completing the responsibilities under various ashrams, when the person has completed all the responsibilities, then the person should proceed for this Vanaprastha ashram. He should start meditating so that he can come closer to that divine practice or divine light. तो उसकी आत्मा कैसे परमात्मा से नजदीक जा सकती है? That is what is mentioned in the teachings from the Vedas. Next, what are the teachings of Bhagavad Gita? We will be discussing in a very brief. We will not be discussing in detail, as it is not expected in the syllabus also. Then we will be discussing the teachings of Bhagavad Gita. We will be discussing the teachings of Ramayana. We will be discussing the teachings of Mahabharata also, right? So this we will be discussing in the next session. So we will stop here. In case you have any doubt, please go ahead, or otherwise we will end the session. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.